great marijuana. That is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
Marijuana is referred to as Mary Jane, pot, weed, or tea.
That Michoacan, man, Acapulco Gold, man. I even smoke that tight stick.
We're smoking reefer.
The realest thing smoking on the internet. The Podheads Webshow.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's 420 on St. Patty's Day. You're in the Cypher with the Podheads. I'm your Commander-in-Chief, Frank the Tank, and as always, I'm hanging with my very best buds, JB Perez.
What's up, my best buds? You're in the Cypher with the Podheads. Podheads JB on all social media platforms. What's up, buds?
And making C money.
What's up, everybody? It's yours truly, making C money, getting a little wasted with my boys and our special guest. Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody.
And last but not least, the man behind the biggest cannabis event going on in Florida, Jeremy Gomez, the creator of HEMPFEST Florida.
Ooh, what's up? Welcome to the Cypher, Jeremy.
Been too long.
Stuff, or whatever time it is here in podcast digital land.
That's right.
Great. Guys, so what's going on, everybody? What we do? JB, C Money. I saw you had some posts last night. You were out with, what's that band you've been
I been following this band called the Bumpin' Uglies. Really cool local reggae band. Everyone listen. Yeah, of course, right. But you know what, man? I've met the lead singer a couple times now. He's really cool. If the three of you guys are into reggae, they're on Spotify. Check them out. Just really cool, chilling music, smoke, drink, whatever. And they're starting from scratch, man. They're starting in a trailer. Don't have a dime to their name, just hustling like we're trying to do. So I respect that. And he's a cool dude. And we're gonna get him on the show soon. We're gonna do an interview with him. But yeah, the Bumpin' Uglies.
Sweet.
Check them out. And I got wasted. I don't remember the shit, but I know it was good.
JB, what you been doing?
No, man, nothing since last episode. You guys know that here in the Northeast, it's still cold, and the weather's still wild. In the last 2 weeks, we've gotten 3 snowstorms that are kind of shut. I didn't even go to work those 3 days. Got paid for it, but it's like an adult snow day.
Hey, nice.
But yeah, that's what I've been into these past 2 weeks. It's the end of March now, and the winter doesn't want to go away. I don't know how the weather is down with you guys, but I'm still struggling with the cold, yo.
Nice.
Crazy.
Nice.
But
now,
I'm so happy it's St. Patrick's Day. Got my drink in hand. Got a great guest. Can't wait to interview him. Yeah.
And Jeremy, the last time we saw you was HEMPFEST, I think, in Tampa. What you been up to? Obviously planning another one.
Fucking recovering.
Damn, 2 years later.
Yeah, right. It'll be 2 years. It'll be 2 years in one day, I think, or something like that when it actually starts.
Nice.
I don't know, man. We've been doing other events. I do a lot of festivals, man. We do Chocolate Fest, Grilled Cheese Fest. I got a world record for the biggest food truck event on earth.
Nice.
Do a lot more.
Do a lot of stuff, and it was all about getting the right time and place for a HEMPFEST. You know, it was a lot of red tape last time, man. A lot of hassle, and I was dealing with it well after HEMPFEST ended and stuff. So,
oof. All right.
I'll tell you what, let's save it there because we're gonna interview you later. Right?
Real quick, guys, it's going to be a good one. Obviously, we're celebrating St. Patty's Day, and in honor of the good old St. Patrick, the Podheads are doing a power hour. I got my big-ass mug of green beer. We got, C Money's got some vodka. JB's got some shit. Some what? I don't even know. It's got an apple on it. Magners.
Irish cider.
And Jeremy's got the horns. You mess with Jeremy, I'll give you the horns. Jaeger. So we're gonna do a power hour. When we come back, the timer's gonna stick. If you're at home watching this, every minute we're taking a swig. Let's see who can fucking keep up. Should be a good one.
Really?
Oh yeah. All right. So we're gonna talk HEMPFEST. We're gonna talk Trump's porn scandal. We're gonna talk a little bit about St. Patty's Day and find if Bruno Mars is a cultural appropriator.
Enigma.
We'll be right back. It's the Podheads.
Yeah.
All right, you're back in the cypher on this very special St. Patty's Day edition of the Podheads. But before we get started, gentlemen, shall we do this as we always do?
Always.
Sons of bitches.
Oh. I gotta show you guys. Have you guys ever had to smoke with one of these things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're out of
My lighter ran out of fuel this morning, and this is what
I'm
I
not
gotta
a wooden
do.
match, bro.
JB's fucking snowbanked in his fucking house and shit.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
like The Shining
when
over
the weather kicked in, you're pretty much stuck in your house until they clean out the roads.
Woo!
And even though they know what they're doing out here, if the snow comes down fast, yeah, you're stuck inside for a few hours. So don't get caught. Be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. So drink, gentlemen. Don't forget.
It's
power
that
hour.
time. All right, first drink of the power hour. Here we go. Let's keep it going.
I've
Cheers
switched.
to you.
We're Irish
Yes.
now.
So let's get on with the show, gentlemen. Jeremy, first of all, thank you for being on the show. We've heard much about you. We said your name. We mentioned Podheads. We tweeted about you, about the event, and here you are. So we just want you to share with us what is HEMPFEST? What is HEMPFEST?
I don't know. I was stoned. When
Just
I
something you decided to do.
Hell, First off, I got to give credit to my wife, Candy. We both own HEMPFEST. Probably without her, I would have done HEMPFEST. She's the one
Put
that.
one in the air for her.
When you're a husband, you say, "Dear, can I do this?" And when they say it's okay, you say, "Cool."
Then you can do it.
So HEMPFEST was started because my oldest daughter, that's 6 years old, is autistic, and she needs cannabis in her life and can't get it right now in Florida. Well, she could get it, but it'd be illegal for me to give it to her. Right. So basically what we want to do is we want to do HEMPFEST so we could get the ball rolling. It was the month before Amendment 2 when we did the first one. So we got Amendment 2 passed, and the idea was, get it rolling. Eventually there will be something for autism. So
for those who don't know, Amendment 2 in Florida was to legalize medical marijuana.
Yes.
You guys,
so they said.
So they said, right. So they said there's still a lot of red tape. But thanks to you, whether directly or indirectly, HEMPFEST kind of, you said it got the ball rolling. Oh, okay.
I hope. I'm sure John Morgan will take like all the credit.
Yeah. Shout out to John Morgan too.
Shout out.
So Jeremy.
How the hell's John?
Yeah, I didn't see him there. So Jeremy, look at that.
Guess it wasn't important or something.
Yeah.
I guess.
So so Jeremy, you run Generation Entertainment, right?
Yes, sir.
So like you said earlier, look out for Generation Entertainment, by the way, on Facebook, along with HEMPFEST. You guys do all kinds of events. What kind of goes into planning a HEMPFEST? What is different, or what's the bigger challenge doing a HEMPFEST besides the obvious? Obviously, it's about marijuana. But what makes it harder? What makes it more different setting up something like this?
I don't know, man. You're kind of like standing on a razor blade, man, because like on one side you're going to fall that it's legal medicinally and you're doing everything legally, and the events run legally. We don't sell weed. Obviously we can't. We're in Florida, but on the other side of the razor blade, like for instance, I'm doing my event in Polk County this year, which is Mr. Grady Judd's house. He likes to think he owns the county. And he hates marijuana and cannabis and anything good that comes out of it. I guess he hates things that kill cancer and save people, but whatever. Anyways, so like on one side, you're doing everything legal and everything you can. On the other side, you got these people that just don't give a shit if you're doing everything right, and they're going to fuck with you. So, I mean, it's just, if I do a chocolate festival or a grilled cheese fest or just a food truck rally or a concert or anything like that, nobody's going to care what we're doing. Keep the noise down, make sure everybody's safe, and you're good. HEMPFEST, you can be the safest thing in the world. You can have the most EMT, the most security. Everybody's doing everything legal, and just because the word is cannabis or marijuana or hemp, and not like daisies or sunshine, they think you're doing something bad. It's the same thing with weed, man. I mean, weed kills cancer. If weed was called like dandelions, everybody would have it. But it's weed, so
definitely has a stigma.
Yeah, fucking, Anslinger decided.
We said it in the last episode. It's an old mentality. I mean, it's just these old guys. Let's say it, old guys, old people, old generation who, that's the stigma, an evil stigma.
It was a piece of shit loser, Anslinger, that was paid off by Big Pharma and the American government to demonize fucking weed. And this was what was it, 1940? 1930,
in the 30s, yeah.
Reefer Madness. I forget when he did it, but dude was a douchebag, just didn't like weed and decided, hey, let me make some propaganda shit and everybody will believe it.
Propaganda. That's
Oh,
a big deal.
And that's what happened. A lot of people, back then you saw something on TV. Remember back then, if it was on TV, oh my God.
It had to be true.
You saw that on TV, or you saw a movie like I can't believe I just forgot the
Old
name.
mentality. Well, let's get back to HEMPFest.
Anyway.
To HEMPFest, you just want to know, what is HEMPFest 2018? What can our fans and those who visit HEMPFest expect to find there this year?
It's HEMPFest is, we're trying to make it an all-inclusive event so everybody can come and have fun and it just be a normal event. Another thing we want to do is show people that they can come to a HEMPFest event. Nobody's going to be pushing weed on them. They can come and enjoy just like they can come and enjoy any other event. It's just like going to an event with alcohol, except you're going to an event with weed. You ain't got to drink it. You ain't got to smoke it. Just go and have fun. Anyways, so we're trying to make it normal for everybody to see that we're normal people too. So
Yeah.
you show up, there's going to be lots of food because I come from the food industry. There's going to be lots of music for both days. There's going to be more info that they can get on cannabis, weed, marijuana, whatever the fuck you want to call it, across the board, textiles, food, whatever. That's going to be there. Lots and lots of speakers. Got lots of entertainment. We've got hemp fashion show. We've got cannabis church on Sunday.
Wow.
Cannabis church.
Cannabis church. We're in
I didn't
Lakeland.
know that was real.
We don't want people to. It's not real yet. We're doing it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Nice. Okay.
We're in Lakeland. We don't want Mr. Grady Judge to be like, oh, people have to go to church on Sunday. Well, cool. I'm Catholic. I'm supposed to be at church on Sunday, right? So we're going to do church at HempFest.
Damn, that's cool.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of surprises. We got a special guest speaker that we're not allowed to announce yet. That's going to be
Ooh, I like that.
yeah, it's going to be nuts.
So basically it is for those who've never heard of HempFest or just right off the think it's not just an excuse for a bunch of hippies to get together and smoke and and dance.
Not a hippie event.
Yeah, exactly. You have to go here. You're gonna go here and you're gonna get information, fun, food, entertainment. I mean, it's a festival like any other festival.
There's gonna be a fashion show. If you're on IG, check out HEMPFEST Florida on Instagram. You can get there. Just search them. If you follow us, we follow them and vice versa. There's gonna be some beautiful models there. There's a fashion show, food, music. Last time we went, we got to meet a lot of cool bands, a lot of legit, awesome music, a lot of cool vendors out there. If you like the culture. Basically, if you in any way are part of that culture or just want to know more, HempFest is the place to be. When is it going to be? And you said there's going to be camping too, right?
Going to be camping. Camping tickets. Look, I forget how much camping tickets cost. I think it's $100 for camping, and that includes your tickets, and that includes parking and everything. Dude, everything. It's gonna be. We stepped up our game a lot since the last time you guys saw us. I mean, it was a different ball game last time. We had to watch our P's and Q's. This time we could just go for all out. We got 80 acres this time instead of 5.
Nice.
Really?
Last
Wow.
time they wouldn't let us have parking. They couldn't stop us from doing the event, but they stopped us from having parking, and we still had 20,000 people show up with 0 parking. We got more parking this year than we had space for the entire event last time. We got 3 different stages.
So this is a production. This is not
this is a big deal.
A couple guys coming together, right? This is a big deal.
The last time I was able to do an event, you know what I mean? But Generation Entertainment's used to, like I said, we have a world record for largest food truck event on earth. We do big things, man. I do events that people tell me I can't do. I do things that people tell me I can't accomplish. We try to make everything real. You know what I mean? So we're just we're going all out, man. And I got to catch up with those people on the West Coast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we are very excited. I know the Podheads are super excited. Jeremy and Generation Entertainment has blessed us with a prime spot for media, so we are very excited, looking forward. All our fans out there. It is, what are the dates out here? October 13th and 14th, right?
I can't even breathe right now.
My man.
13th and 14th this year.
Yep. So it's a 2-day event, and if, like we mentioned earlier, if you want to camp out overnight, it'll cost you, but you can.
And you're gonna get to be at the VIP party. There's a nighttime VIP party. It's gonna be in the middle of the night in an undisclosed location on the 80 acres. It's gonna be fun getting to it. We're gonna make maps and all that crap.
Nice.
But if
scavenger hunts, man.
So the VIP people get to go to the VIP party if you got a VIP ticket. And also the people that camp overnight, we decided to go ahead and let them come to the VIP party too, because we don't want them sitting there and like
sure
noise and the fun and be like, we can't join.
So for
$100,
$100, you get parking, camping, entrance, and VIP. I mean, that sounds like a hell of a deal to me. We're gonna be there. We're gonna come look for us. We're gonna give out prizes. We're gonna definitely, have a hell of a time. Everybody there is friendly. Everybody's there for the same reason. If you want to learn more, or if you just love all things fucking weed, be there. Woodley Square. So
you don't
where
like
we going?
weed and you just like music and shit like that or anything else, come to you. Nope. Like I said, first off, we're in Florida. Ain't nobody gonna sell you any weed or try to sell you any weed or try to push weed on you. It's illegal still. Ain't no seriously. You're not gonna get inundated by a bunch of
guys in trench coats and sunglasses. Like,
You want some? You
yeah.
want some?
Believe me. Listen to this. This is important. People that think that everybody wants to sell you weed. No pothead is going to push their weed on you because we like to smoke it.
Yeah.
So we want our weed. Okay?
Exactly.
So ain't nobody gonna make you smoke it. Buy your own. Damn scavenger.
Yeah.
Moocher.
Yeah, damn scavengers. All right, so great. I'm excited about HEMPFEST. Jeremy, we're gonna do the rest of the show. We want you to stick around if you can and hang out with us. And moving forward, we'd definitely like to have you on for a few more times before HEMPFEST to keep this thing going.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Here whenever, guys.
All righty, cool. So,
I ain't got nothing to do.
JB, what's going on this week?
Everybody needs to make sure they're taking a swig here. Okay?
I'm gonna be shit-faced, dude.
Keep the counter. Keep the counter. You got to let us know. I'm sitting here waiting for you. I'm like, I feel like more than a minute's going by.
Well, again, Jeremy, thank you for being here. You're welcome to stay. Shout out to Generation Entertainment and the HempFest Florida 2018. Keeping in the weed mantra here. We know we do it every show. Our weekend weed, whatever it is. All right. So in this weekend weed, we're gonna start off with a little bit of sports mixing with weed. We have the NCAA championship, basically, or the tournament going on. Football just ended. Basically, what I wanted to bring to you this week is that more former football stars, names that you know that I bet you would never have guessed, have finally come out and say, yes, I smoked some weed and it helped me out. Can anybody give me? I'll give everybody one guess so we don't take the time. Simone, Frank?
I'm going to say fucking...
I'll give you a hint. Quarterback.
I know. I already know. Okay. And I can't think of his name right now. From the 49ers. Old school. What's the guy's name?
Yeah.
Joe Montana.
Hey, not Steve Young, Joe Montana.
Hey!
Joe Montana's little clickbait brought me into this website, and there are a lot of older veterans of the NFL that said point blank, opioids helped, but I was addicted. The side effects were terrible. I got introduced to marijuana, and it saved my life. I mean, these are words of former professionals straight from them. It saved their life. It kept them from being addicted. I mean, this is why we have HempFest, so people can know these things. That weed helps. Weed helps with pain, with emotions, with trauma, everything.
I just want to touch on that. The other day, I get these random thoughts. I don't know if I got ADD, what it is, but I get random thoughts at random times. I'm brushing my teeth the other day, and I'm thinking to myself, thank God that weed exists. And I think to myself, where would I be? Because I've had some bad days, and then I just think to myself, where the fuck would I be if I wasn't able to just get a little baked every once in a while and not think about that shit? Because I honestly think that I would either have gotten myself into some kind of trouble because I flipped out on the wrong motherfucker, or maybe got addicted to some kind of painkillers. Because you guys know I've had back surgery, and so smoking is really the only thing that really keeps me consistently not in pain all the
So
damn
you
time.
are a prime example. I mean, you got back problems, and these football players have spent a decade plus getting smashed. You know what I mean? I mean, just like bulldozers going at each other. I'll give you one thing. The Players Association, basically the union for the players, are backing these players who are using marijuana for medical issues. So that's big props to them.
Nice.
It's a shame that the stigma it has that they have to now all of a sudden come out and say, oh yeah, I smoked weed when they're fucking old and retired. Like, give me a break, man. Some chick in the UFC just got banned for 6 months because she tested positive for weed. Like,
Really?
Yeah. It's not. It is
Yes,
not.
ringside.
yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, right. That's I always loved him because he never hit it. He never hit it. He's like, what are you guys getting at me for? This isn't it's not a performance, enhancing drug here. If anything, it's a downer. But yeah, shout out to Nate Diaz for not being scared. So that's the first.
Right, it was Nate. It wasn't Nick. You're right.
Yeah, Nate. Man, Nate.
Both of them.
Trust me,
I believe both of them.
Yep,
Yeah.
both of them.
You guys talk a lot of shit, but you're cool.
Yo, seriously. Yeah.
All right, next news in this weekend weed. We're gonna go back to where it all started, back to Colorado. We've spoken about marijuana and how money is a big deal, and I just wanted to bring up the fact that Denver, as just the city. Oh yes, drink time by the way.
I'm gonna be shit-faced, dude, by the end of this episode. By the way.
Power hour.
Power hour.
Our,
I could feel my nails sizzling under my arm when I reached for that bottle that time. That was way too close.
Denver, just the city, not the state, collected $500 million in 2017. $500 million. Okay,
That's
500 million. Okay, just the city. That's not profit. I mean, I'm sure half of it is a lot of expenditures and government, this and that, but still.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's still $250 million. I mean, the numbers are there, people. What are we so afraid of? Shout out to Denver.
Well, the people in charge, it's not about being afraid. I mean, some of them are old-fashioned, but some of them are already getting paid by big pharma, right?
Right.
And so, as long as the pharmacy companies are putting money in their pockets, they're not going to create policy that's going to allow.
You're going to have to take my word for it because I don't have the facts, but I read that medical marijuana, since it started, has cost Big Pharma over $400 million or $400 billion or some big ass.
We're coming for you, Big Pharma. You hear me? We're coming for you. What else you got?
Last but not least, our third news from the weekend weed. This is kind of funny. I feel bad for the guy. But it is what it is. A Mississippi police chief had to resign, basically either resign or get fired because there was a video of him smoking weed. I feel bad for him. Because he lost his thing. But you're a police chief.
Yes.
You got to know your position.
You got to abide by the law of your state. You can't be a hypocrite.
That's kind of funny because I've seen a video of Obama smoking weed and he didn't resign. I'm not getting on Obama. I'm a Republican, but I ain't got nothing bad to say at Obama. That's a bad fuck ever.
Listen, I feel bad for him because we're pot smokers and he obviously smokes weed, but you got to know your job. You got to know who's looking.
God, man. Can't do that.
Can't be a hypocrite. I hope he gets his retirement pension, but gotta be a little smarter than that, dog.
That debate on here though before. It's like with NFL, like it's in your contract to not do the shit, whether it's a bad drug or not. It's your job not to, so just don't do it. It's like, where do you draw that line? I feel like people are just
the argument is not the rules, right? We're not arguing against the rules. We're arguing, or how should I say? We are arguing against the rule. But if there is a rule in place, you're right. You gotta abide by the rules of your job.
Yeah.
We're trying to change them. Us and Generation Entertainment over there. We're trying to change them for everybody, but you gotta abide by the rules.
Yeah.
That's it, y'all. That is the weekend weed.
Might as well take us a break.
So I can stop coughing.
You can cough, brother. You can cough, brother.
By the way, I'm stupid because it says right there that this is from Scotland.
Scotch. Take us a break, JB.
Better than vodka.
Better than the Jägermeister. We're getting closer.
Well, with that, let's go. Let's take a break so we can Google Scotland and Ireland. Make sure we get our countries.
Get that geography right.
At Podheads Webshow on all social media platforms. You're watching us on YouTube, so make sure you click that subscribe button. Please subscribe, comment, like, follow us. Listen to us on all the platforms.
Keep
Twitter,
drinking with us, too.
All that, and better be drinking with us. We still got a great show left for you. We'll be right back. It's the Podheads, baby.
Yep. Patrick back in the cypher with the Podheads. It's your commander-in-chief, heavy on the chief, Frank the Tank. You're in the cypher with the Podheads. I mean, we're doing it. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram, Facebook, iTunes. Follow us. Check us out. Guys, I'm loving this story that everybody's been following about Donald Trump and Stormy Daniels. Obviously, you've heard it. If you've got a pulse, you've heard something about it. And so I just wanted to tell you a little facts that I thought were interesting and see what you guys think, okay? So Stephanie Clifford is Stormy Daniels' real name. And she alleges that Donald Trump and her had an affair in 2006 that lasted several months, right? Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen, so, these are the names that you're going to see in the news a lot. Stormy Daniels, Michael Cohen. He admitted that he paid Stormy Daniels out of his own pocket $130,000 during the 2016 presidential campaign, okay? He didn't explain, though, why he gave her the money or if Trump knew about it. So we don't know those facts yet. There was apparently an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, that Stormy Daniels signed saying she couldn't talk about this affair. Well, obviously she did.
Look at the paperwork.
Legal shit. Obviously she's talked about it. And now Donald Trump's lawyers are trying to sue Stormy Daniels for an excess of $20 million for breaking this NDA. Daniels' lawyer, Michael Avenatti, he says the NDA is null because of one major thing: Trump did not sign it. So I don't know what the the legalities behind that is, but she's claiming that she's also had more alleged incidents going out during his presidency.
Jeremy, I need to know what you think about this, man. You go first.
Question. Who the fuck is Donald Trump?
What?
Okay, number one, credibility of a porn actress.
Yeah, for real.
Sure. Number two, it was in 2016, so who the F cares what Agent Stormy Daniels and Over the Hill Donald Trump did in 2006, man? I'm sorry, who's suing who for $20 million?
Donald Trump's lawyers are suing
She don't have
her.
$20 million, bro. No way.
Do you realize this is Stormy Daniels and not like Jenna Jameson that probably also doesn't have $20 million? Even with Tito's fucking taking money. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
The fuck is gonna get $20 million out of a fucking porn star that was famous like 15 years ago?
Exactly.
That's just how it is. That's how the lawyers do that. They go over the top to listen, we ain't fucking around. Stop what you're
trying
doing.
to scare you.
Here's what I think. There's people dying from weird diseases in America. There are homeless people. There are people flooding our country because they need safety. There are kids shooting people in school. And the fact that we are paying attention to a 2006 story about a porn star and the guy that wasn't even a politician yet.
That's a good point.
We're just mummies, bro.
Big news, zombies, right?
Zombies.
Look, I'm out here trying to help Florida cure cancer and get people healthy and shit. And Washington D.C. is worried about a fucking porn star. Okay, check this out, Washington. Here's what you got to do: Pornhub.com. Go watch all the fucking porn you do as much research as you want. Shut the fuck up and stop wasting my goddamn money. Seriously. My needs help, and you guys are talking about a fucking fake-tittied fucking porn star.
That's taxes, yeah.
You know what, Jeremy?
That's what I think.
No,
that is well said. That is well said.
100%. You're 100% right, man. That is not the direction I thought this was going.
Sorry, I didn't mean to shut
That is true, though. That is true.
Let's bring it back because I've done the research. I watched the porns. Okay?
You watched the porns?
I watched.
Really?
This
She
is
sucks, dude.
Or
Stormy Daniels.
Was he
I'm an old face kind of guy. Okay, so depending on your old face is what I buy into the performance. Okay, her old face was as fake as those boobs, bro. As fake as everything else. It was so. And now, obviously, I went in there expecting a lot more because I know who she is, but it wasn't. If you got 5 minutes, yeah, you can watch it and keep walking. But if you want a good porn, you do not watch Stormy Daniels. But listen, I understand why Trump picked her. She has some excuse me, not democratic, but some political backgrounds. Okay, she was running for office a few years back, so it kind of makes sense why Trump would pick her, and maybe she was around rather than he had his pick of the litter, as they would say.
Hey,
I think she was around.
Wow.
Lewinsky, I'll tell you that much. Cheers.
Can we talk about that? I mean, can we go there? I mean, this is the president doing this, and other presidents did less.
Well, here's the thing. We don't know what, like you said, it happened in 06.
And everybody in 2018 cares about what everybody the fuck else is doing. Kennedy can cheat on somebody. Freaking goddamn Marilyn Monroe. That was cool. Everybody cheers the shit out of that.
There was a former president who showed his nutsack, right, Frank?
Oh, yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson. We talked about that. Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, but you know what? Jeremy's right, and C Money. I want to hear what you're.
Yeah, what do you gotta say, C Money?
I'm gonna go my usual C Money vantage point. She's not hot. I'm sorry.
She's not.
I'm watching porn. I'm watching Mia Khalifa. I'm watching fucking.
Mia Khalifa was like 6 in 06.
He is like the smartest.
I don't even know their names. It's not important. But you know, my thing is like I get if there's some logic to it, but we all know why you're going to a porn star anyway. It's for incredible sex. You assume that they know what they're doing and you're going to have a good time. With the money he had at the time, he could have had, in my opinion, he could have had anyone because that's what they want, money. I mean, and at the same time, my second point is anyone surprised? I think each one of us, if we were billionaires, we'd have a porn star or two.
I was just thinking that.
Here's the thing.
But here's the thing, you know, I mean, you got to think realistically. If you're a billionaire playboy, right now, and you decide, fuck it, look at Leo DiCaprio. I'm going to fly fucking 20 Brazilian bras with me to the Caymans and bang them all, okay? Let's say 15 years from now, he decides he wants to be the president. You know, what difference does it make? I mean, shit.
Again, so the person, again, it's Donald Trump. That's not surprising. And you know what? If we were billionaires at the time, not president, we probably would have done the same thing. In fact, I know I would have done the same thing.
Would have,
yeah. If I wasn't married, of course.
Of course. Sorry, babe. I'm just keep.
Obviously, which is why I still think it's the three of them. But whatever.
Yeah, threesome.
Nobody used common sense.
I don't think it'd be far-fetched whatsoever.
Why not? He's an eccentric billionaire.
Yeah.
What would Bruce Wayne do?
Okay, what would Bruce Wayne do?
Yeah. Speaking of famous people, okay. Speaking of famous people, let's move on to our next topic. Recently, I don't know if you guys been on social media, and I think it's been on mainstream news. There's been a little bit of hate towards Bruno Mars, and I like Bruno Mars. I enjoy Bruno Mars' music, and he's half Puerto Rican, so I back him in that way.
Yeah.
But he's getting a lot of hate because of culture appropriation. You guys know what that is? Yeah. Basically,
so like he's dabbling in other cultures or dressing like it and shit. Like,
what
is
did
that
he
what
do?
that?
right? Okay, kind of basically he's getting hate because he's doing hip hop music and he's not black.
Well, it's this pseudo jazz funk type of thing. You know what's going on is
because they're claiming that's the hate, right?
Black people. I mean, essentially, it's not just black people, but a lot of black people are getting mad and going on social media and saying that they're tired of people like Bruno Mars appropriating their culture, their music, their sound, and then making a profit off of that. And he's not the only person. He's not the only person. This has happened to Iggy Azalea. This has happened to Miley Cyrus. This has happened to what's the guy? Ryan. Who's the rapper? The other white rapper?
Macklemore.
Or some shit.
He's got hate too.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a single song of his, but whatever.
You know, Bruno Mars, by the way, he's Puerto Rican, Filipino, and Jewish. And because he does this, you know, like I said, this jazz funk type of, you know, big music that you heard back in, 70s funk, people are getting mad because they're saying, well, goddamn it, you're putting this off like this is your shit. You're getting credit for doing our music.
He didn't invent it. He didn't invent it.
But who invented anything these days? There's nothing original these days.
That's the argument.
New artist, if you think you invented shit nowadays, you're fucking
for
stupid.
real.
Well, that's the point. There is nothing. There's very rarely new anything. Okay, so because Bruno Mars is doing hip hop or jazz as an art, You're upset. Are you upset that because a black person isn't doing it?
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
I think what it is that they don't like. He just won a Grammy, right, or an award.
He won
right?
6 Grammys.
Okay, so there it is. Okay, time out. All right, maybe he won, maybe he 2, but you're telling me this non-black person won 6 Grammys from white people? Because most of these award shows are older white people. Yes or no? Am I lying?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure white people like the black music from not black people. Does that make sense?
Let me read something to you. Let me read something to you that I read in Vogue.
Eminem got so much hate. Hate because he can rap better than every black.
If he didn't have Dr. Dre sitting next to him, it wouldn't have happened either. Because he was doing battles for a long time before he got
no love. They hated on him.
Let me read something to you that I read in Vogue, actually, of all places. Oh. But I thought it was very interesting. I read it and I was like,
shitter material.
Shitter material. Okay. But I was like, this is very well written. And at first, I was like, I was leaning more to the lines of, listen, don't be so sensitive. Every culture from millennia, cultures have influenced other cultures. You know what I'm saying? Chinese and Japanese, Roman and Greek, and further down the line. And so no culture can really say that their culture is completely, without having been touched by some other entity outside. Well, anyway, I read this and it kind of made me at least empathize with the people that feel this way. Not saying that I agree completely, but listen to this. Due to systematic racism and classism, styles that originate with marginalized groups often come with a stigma attached to them. When cultural appropriation happens, those same looks are co-opted by the mainstream without credit and recognition. Even worse, said looks are only celebrated by larger groups once they're not associated with the culture they originated from. When larger groups make money off of those appropriated looks, it's a further attack on the community they're stealing from. To complicate things even further, sometimes the original looks have religious and cultural significance, and that sacred meaning is often completely dismissed by appropriators.
I don't agree.
Bullshit.
I don't agree at all. I mean, we're selling. Okay, it's your definition. We're celebrating St. Patrick's Day, right? Should not we be culture appropriated? Oh, but because Bruno Mars happens to win 6 Grammys. Listen, I understand the anger. I understand the anger. If a culture appropriation, or they should say misappropriation, right? It's you're taking from somebody else. The definition is when a dominant culture takes things, social things from a lesser community. That anger, that I get. But this is art. This is music. This is Bruno Mars didn't do this to you. Bruno Mars has a style that works for him, and he's good at it.
Yeah,
why are you gonna hate on him? Because it's like you're hating.
He's a millionaire, and they're
right.
not.
It really sounds like you're hating. I understand culture appropriation. I understand the KKK dude wearing dreads. I understand that. That's
we caught 1 minute.
Appropriation.
I apologize. There's somebody banging on my front door. I gotta go.
Go ahead, brother. Do your thing. Go ahead.
Go, brother.
Over and over, over and over.
I hear you, brother. But do you guys understand?
Don't worry about me.
While Jeremy comes back and handles his business, do you guys understand I understand the anger, but if you don't have your own people doing those things, then you shouldn't be mad. Is that what's going on?
Well, here's the argument. I'm glad you said exactly that.
Right?
Well, no. Let me stop you right there. Exactly on the last thing you said. If they're not doing those things, these cultures feel that the opportunities are less or more scarce for them. So let's say somebody dresses up in Indian garb like Selena Gomez did a few years ago and did that Bollywood thing. Okay. You know what? Yeah, there are people in India that are well equipped and qualified to sing and do their dance and show their culture and their significance to the American people. But we don't want no Bollywood star. We don't want no Indian. We want Selena Gomez.
Yeah, no, that's bullshit. If there are talented representatives, there should be those representatives. But I'm taking this story a little different. Like, I'm taking it as an attack on Bruno Mars because he's doing jazz.
Well, he's one of many. He's one of many, bro. Okay. Miley Cyrus Katy Perry for dressing like an Asian. Kylie Jenner for wearing cornrows. Kyrie, what's this girl's name? Carly Cross for dressing like an Indian.
That right there, those three names, Kylie, Miley, and well, yeah, those rhyme. And fucking the hell, what the fuck was it? Katy Perry. Honestly, if I compare Bruno Mars to those three, I'm sorry to say, fucking dingbats, bro. I give those three no respect. I can't take Miley Cyrus serious ever because of her own actions. That's just not me being
what's
a
wrong with
douche.
Hannah Montana?
You know, Hannah Montana, then she's
And
grinding.
Weed made her do everything stupid she's ever done. Weed made her a hoe.
That's what she said. She said the weed made her fuck up everything. I lost her. I didn't mind her before, but yeah.
Dad ruined.
Don't blame your problems on weed. Stop.
Achy Heart sucked.
The fucking cocaine and the sex parties and shit.
Anyway, so let's end this. Let's
All
end
weed's
this
fault.
on last thoughts. See money on culture appropriation.
I think it's bullshit. I think it's a generation of haters. That's what it is. That's
Yep.
all anyone does. So instead of trying it and making it themselves, they just sit back and bullshit and hate. The kid is fucking talented. It's not like he's sitting there and everybody else is doing the work. That motherfucker is sweating on stage, man. I give him mad props. And like JB said, look what happened to Eminem when he tried to break out. Oh, he's white. He shouldn't be rapping. Why? He's fucking good at it, man. I think it's just hate. Final thought.
Jeremy?
I think they're hating on him, man. Fucking, he's got a lot of fucking talent. I don't even like that kind of music, man. That dude kills it. I freaking, I got locked out of heaven in my freaking head right now, like repeating it. So awesome, dude. He's a good artist.
Yep. Hey,
listen,
Frank?
Go ahead. No, go ahead, JB.
I was just going to say like this. I understand the definition and the anger behind it, but this is not an example of it, in my opinion. Bruno Mars is not an example of culture appropriation. Miley is, we talked about the Indian. That is, okay? The KKK with dreads, that is. This is not.
Matt Damon starring in The Great Wall.
How did that?
That is.
Who edited that? Like, who signed off on that? Like, holy
Batman.
shit. That I get. But this is not an example.
That was so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah.
Right?
So, I think there's two sides to the argument. I think there's in some instances, I think that there are probably opportunities that have been lost to some people in certain instances. But like you said, in the case of Bruno Mars and others who have worked their whole damn lives to perform and sing and be this star, it doesn't matter really what the hell they do. I mean, they worked for it,
In the arts and the sciences, man, you can't claim either of that.
90% of the people, 90% of people bitching probably couldn't do what he does.
Unless you're Elon Musk or Beyonce. Let's go to break.
All right, everybody, we're going to take another break for you all. Please hit that subscribe button if you like what you hear and you like what you see. And we got our special guest, Jeremy from Generation Entertainment, Frank the Tank, JB Perez. Join us back in the cypher shortly.
With the Podheads on this St. Patrick's Day. I hope you've been drinking with us. It's JB Perez, Frank the Tank, C Money, and our wonderful guest, Jeremy from Generation Entertainment. All right. Big shout out to them. Remember, HEMPFEST Florida 2018, October 13th and the 14th. We'll have all the info we'll link it up on our YouTube here. It'll be on our Facebook, on our Twitter, at the Podheads Webshow, on all social media platforms. Last segment, fellas. I mentioned it earlier. The sports arena is on fire right now. I don't know if you guys are into the NCAA tournament, but I am. And this year has so far been ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anybody else got a bracket out there? Frank?
Yeah, bro.
Do? How's it looking?
I got like a big corner of my bracket that's completely fucking busted, bro.
Destroyed.
There's been a lot of upsets, dude. Virginia, the first time in NCAA history where a 16 seed beats a first seed. Dude, somebody hit the lotto, bro. That's the first thing I thought of. Whoever bet on UMBC is fucking like Scrooge McDuck in it right now, just swimming in their money, dude.
He's got Stormy Daniels by his side.
Nice one. Yeah, listen, it's set enough. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and that's not the only upset. I mean, it's been upsets 11s over 5s and 12s over 6s and all that all over. Yeah, mine, I'm still doing okay, but just like you, half of my bracket has been destroyed. So I guess really we shouldn't talk about that.
I still got 3 teams. I still got 3 teams in the Final Four. I still got 3 teams. I'm going Michigan State. If you're a Michigan State fan or you're from Michigan, big ups to you. I'll put one in the air for you because I'm counting on your boys to go all the way. But anyway, we got to talk. I want to shift this sports conversation into the NFL because all of us are different, sports fans. JB and I have kind of a love-hate relationship when it comes to sports because we are the complete opposite. Yankees, Red Sox, Giants, Patriots. And I have a bold statement to make before this conversation starts. We know that there has been
Red Sox suck.
Yes, thank you. There has been all kinds of changes. There's been all kinds of changes, right? Quarterbacks are going all over the place. It's in my opinion that after the moves that the Patriots have made this offseason, we have seen Tom Brady's last Super Bowl. It's in my opinion that the dynasty that is the Patriots is over for a few years, and Tom Brady will retire before he reaches another Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Jeremy over there
Giselle
laughing.
would disagree.
Jeremy, what do you think, bro? I'll let the guest speak. Jeremy.
It's hold on. It's Tom fucking Brady, bro. What is? How long?
Fucking Tom fucking Brady.
He's the GOAT, bro. He's the GOAT. And when you
find him, it's misappropriation. You're hating on Tom Brady.
Hey, even LeBron couldn't win a title every year. You know what I'm saying? Even Michael Jordan couldn't win a title every year.
Yes,
Jordan could.
It is a team game.
So
it is
Brady.
a team game.
The Patriots lost Dion Lewis, right? One of their top running backs.
Danny Amendola, and probably the best left tackle in Nate.
And one of their best cornerbacks, but in Butler. So and the way they lost them. Say what?
Did they lose Bill and Tom?
That's what everybody says.
That's all.
Look,
that's what has won.
That's what everybody says. Here's the X factor, in my opinion. They pissed a lot of people off in the way they did it. They lost Jimmy G too, who I believe was the future of that team.
All right, so we can talk about the future. We can talk about next year.
What I'm saying is next year
is that
the Patriots will not be in the Super Bowl.
No, I don't think they will. I know Big Blue will, though.
As much as I love the Giants, I don't think the Giants will be there next year either, but I don't think it's going to be the Patriots. I'm sorry.
The Giants have made a lot of moves, especially to the defensive line.
That's what they need.
O-line, offensive. We picked up your left tackle. Your left tackle, your star left tackle came over to the Giants, which I'm very excited about.
That would hurt a little bit because Nate Schroeder is who don't know, he's almost 7-footer. He might be a 7-footer.
He's a big boy.
He's a big left tackle.
And he's only 29.
Giants still rolling with Eli?
Yes. We still got.
You could go ahead and say goodbye to the season.
I know, bro. It's like I'm so.
Hey, I like Eli. 2 Super Bowl MVPs, baby.
I like Eli too. He's not paid. He's done.
There's quarterback carousel all over the NFL. Kirk Cousins is, I think, in Minnesota.
That's it for him.
Buffalo. I mean, I don't even know the names yet because I'm.
Drew Brees. Drew Brees just re-signed for 2 years. Jimmy G is going to lead the 49ers to the playoffs next season.
The 49ers. They picked up Sherman on the defensive side. Really?
Yeah.
What are you saying? What are you saying, Jeremy?
I'm saying go Bucks. So fuck your 49ers.
Oh, the Bucks, bro. They gave up Dougie Fresh. I didn't think that was a smart move.
Yeah, they do. They do. And yeah, exactly.
Don't forget I'm a Seminole, so I believe in J-Bo forever. I don't care who he does things to off the field. I don't care what
we do not condone illegal activities on this show here.
We'll give Eli Manning something.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
While other people
I'm
were
getting
playing the
fucked up.
Super Bowl this year, he had a really great Dirty Dancing commercial.
That was a great Dirty Dancing commercial.
That was the best. I even liked Odell Beckham for a
I
second.
want to know, hey, you know what? I praise Odell Beckham for his bravery to get out there and do that commercial, even though he was injured.
It was a little gay. I'm just gonna say.
I mean, the guy gets more pussy than all of us could dream of.
Absolutely.
Oh,
the gayest shit ever.
It wasn't gay because it was a Patrick Swayze movie, bro.
Bam.
Say Patrick.
He is the man.
Patrick Swayze is the most straightest guy in the history of all.
Ever. With those pants, that ass.
He was in Point Break, dude. You can't knock that.
Point Break.
I mean, Pornhub has a male section too. In case
No
you
thanks.
Oh, there you go.
Listen, I watched all those.
Patrick
all those,
Swayze
all those porn. No, not Patrick Swayze porns. Yeah, her old face was as fake as it gets, gentlemen.
But how was Patrick Swayze's? Was it good because he's a good actor? So it was
if
perfect.
Patrick Swayze made a porn, you wouldn't watch it?
I watch a ghost porn.
The ghost? Yeah, but just for the Patrick Swayze part, none of the chick part. Only the Patrick Swayze.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I want to know how to look that good in bed.
Roadhouse.
Actor.
I just want to be Roadhouse Patrick Swayze.
Listen, I think we're all feeling it, Frank.
Yeah, I'm getting a little fucking tipsy.
My
I'm
fingers
a
are
little
tingling.
baked.
When
And I
stood up
think,
to go piss just now, I did a little of those.
yeah.
You know,
So I'm more than half a liter into my green beer. We've been doing a power hour. I hope you've been following along. We're getting a little loosey-goosey, a little baked. I feel like in the spirit of St. Patty's Day, I should give you guys some higher learning about
Yes. It's been a long
St. Patty's
time.
Day. You guys know that higher learning is my thing, and I just like to spread knowledge as much as I can. We haven't done a good trivia in a while, but I will on the next one. Today, we're going to learn a little bit about St. Patty's Day.
Who is St. Patrick? And why is he a saint? The saint
Please,
of
tell
drinking.
this Catholic
right?
Republican who St. Patrick is.
Oh, you should know very well. Maybe I should have done trivia on this. Okay, so St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, as we know, is the day that St. Patrick died. It's the day that everybody celebrates.
I didn't know that.
well, that's the
Cool.
fact. We celebrate the day he died, not the day he was born.
All right.
He was born in 385 AD.
Okay.
And by that time, there was Romans that were already Christians, right? Little people know that St. Patrick was a slave. At the age of 16, he was kidnapped by raiders, and he was enslaved all the way to the age of 22, where he was escaped and lived in a monastery for 12 years, where he became closer to God. The shamrock. Most people don't know this, but the chances of finding a four-leaf clover is 1 in 10,000. And
1 in 10,000.
They
and
actually
I got
exist.
2 right here.
Yeah, genetic abnormality.
And the shamrock here, used to be used by St. Patrick to teach about the Holy Trinity. You know, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, the three.
Sure.
Talking about, there's a lot of similarities in nature that are going threes, and he connected that to the Holy Trinity.
Okay.
Legend tells it that St. Patrick drove all the snakes from Ireland.
That's what I know of St. Patrick.
Uh-huh.
That's why we're celebrating today.
And the fact is that St. Patrick, there were no snakes in Ireland. Excuse me.
Because he drove them out.
There was never any snakes in Ireland. Because of the
Oh,
climate, scientists say because of the climate, snakes could not possibly live in Ireland. So, they say lost in translation, maybe the old scriptures meant toads. Some people believe it was toads that he drove away. And some people also say the snakes was kind of biblical for, like, you know, devil worshippers or sinners, you know.
Slytherin house?
Okay.
Slytherin, he
Hey.
drove fucking Professor
is
Snape
green,
and all
like
his
St. Patrick's
homeboys out of
Day?
that shit. It's funny that you say that, Jeremy, because green is my next subject. Most people associate green with St. Patrick's Day. But I'll give you guys one guess each. What is St. Patrick's actual color?
What do you mean? Like,
Well, there's a color associated with saints. You know, they have
He
some
was
violet
white.
in it, something like that.
White?
Blue.
Red.
Blue.
It was a blue that he was associated. So his color, when, you know, his actual whatever
Sainthood.
sign and sainthood, all that shit, is actually blue, not green.
Okay.
Thought that was
Yeah, I
interesting.
love it.
You're kind of ruining St. Patrick's Day for me, bro.
I'm ruined.
Green, the story of the snakes, bro. I feel like the kid finding out
on St. Patrick's Day like a real person,
like a jackass. I'll pinch your nipples.
Here's one for you. The shamrock is actually not the symbol of Ireland. It's a harp.
Of course not. The symbol of Ireland is a beer mug, right?
Is the fucking stein?
Fucking
harp.
that
That's
guy.
interesting.
Some haggis.
Fighting Irish.
Yeah.
Is that,
So-
is that cultural misappropriation right here?
Yeah,
Right?
this is all cultural misappropriation.
Okay,
Totally.
so
They're gonna destroy
hypocrisy.
us on
Did
YouTube.
you go to Notre Dame?
Yeah, really.
Hey,
Right?
I'm a Boston Celtic, brother. I'm a Boston Celtic.
Okay, so I got one more for you. All right, I got a couple more for you. There are more Irish people in the United States than there are in Ireland. I'll let you fucking roll that one around in your head for
Sure,
a minute.
through generations, through birth.
Well, yeah,
Legally.
apparently.
Through legally via Ellis Island, where there are many walls and no one bitched.
Yeah, so check this out. According to Ancestry.com or whatever, according to fucking the census, there's 34 million people in the United States that claim Irish ancestry. There's only 4.2 people on Ireland. 4.2
So, yeah,
million people in Ireland.
through birth, through generation. My
Yes.
daddy is, my grandfather is, so I'm Irish.
And I'll give you one more. I'll give you one more good one. What is the second most associated thing other than green with St. Patrick's Day?
Beer.
Haggis.
Thank you.
Shepherd's
Beer.
pie.
Beer.
So, up until 1970, St. Patrick's Day was a dry holiday in Ireland.
So when?
It's 1970.
Yeah.
Just
Fuck,
recently.
Wow.
It was a dry holiday because it was associated with
With
religion. It was held on Sundays and it was a dry holiday. You weren't allowed to get alcohol in Ireland on that Sunday.
Wow.
So thank God they changed that.
Yeah, right?
Here's
Talking
to St.
about a radical
Patrick.
change. I mean, people do get wasted on this day. Like,
Because
Oh,
we
yeah.
wouldn't have cultural misappropriation. Thank
Well, I'll
you,
say
St.
this, guys.
Patrick.
Here's to St. Patrick. Here's to Generation Entertainment. Here's to the Podheads.
To the pod. Yes, definitely.
It's been an awesome show. I've had a lot of fun. Thank you, Jeremy from Generation Entertainment, for
Yes,
coming
you're
out.
welcome back anytime.
Please come
In
back.
fact, we need you back a couple more times to make sure we get this message of HEMPFEST out for sure.
Yes, sir.
Whatever
Guys.
the hell you want. Whatever the hell you want. By the way, buy tickets on Eventbrite. They're $10.
Man.
$10. Buy now. Buy
Okay.
now. We'll have the link.
Guys, we're going to have the link all over our social media, including at the bottom of this video. Click the link. Buy your tickets now because you never know how many are going to sell. There's already 10,000 people that I've seen are either going or interested just on Facebook alone. So you want to get out there early, get your tickets. I know it's in October, but don't sleep on this. You don't want to lose out. It's going to be a good time. Look out, April 1st. Their Generation Entertainment is going to reveal their special guest to the world. And it's one of them. It's going to be very controversial.
Musical guest.
Woo, it's going to be cool.
Great.
So stay tuned. Follow us, Facebook, iTunes, Instagram, all the social media sites. I'm Podhead Frank on social media. See money.
at Megan C. Money on all social media. Thank you for joining us, guys. Another episode in the archives. Jeremy from Generation Entertainment. Always a pleasure, man. Looking good. Keep it up. We appreciate the grind and the hustle and what you do. JB.
Yeah, Jeremy, definitely. Thank you for blessing us with this great opportunity. We owe you a good one, bro. You're always welcome in the cypher. I am JB Perez, Podheads JB on all social media platforms. We're the Podheads Webshow. Please, please, please subscribe. Like us, comments, call us, hate on us, whatever. We need it. We love it all, guys.